when there's evidence linking President Biden, if there's evidence linking President Biden to a high crime or misdemeanor. That doesn't exist right now, and it isn't really something that we can say, well, in February we're going to do this. It's based on the facts. You go where the facts take you.
Okay. That was Congressman Ken Buck on MSNBS saying he doesn't support the impeachment efforts against Joe Biden because, in his view, there's no direct evidence linking Joe to Hunter's alleged illegal activity. Congressman Ken Buck is not alone out there. A number of Republicans in the House and Senate have said that applying the standard to Biden that the Democrats applied to President Trump isn't the way to go. And many of those Republicans also say they don't wish to punish Democrats for deploying that standard against Trump and Republicans. Congressman Ken Buck is joining me now to articulate how he's seeing these things. And Congressman, it's great to see you again, sir. I loved our visit when you came out here with Congressman Pete Sessions, and we had a good chance to talk. You know, I think we conservatives and Republicans, since we can't talk to the other side these days, we should be able to talk about these things amongst ourselves and at least come away with understanding. So bear with me as I lay out what I see as the tip of the iceberg here. We have congressional testimony revealing Biden called into his son's business meetings and even attended at least 2 business dinners in person. We have 3 known FBI FD 1023s detailing malign activity of Joe Biden and his family, the 20 shell companies. There's also Hunter's texts in his emails where he complained about having to share all of his money with, quote, Pop. Joe Biden himself is even on video boasting about firing that Ukrainian prosecutor investigating his son's company while withholding, sir, congressionally approved funds from Ukraine to get that done. An action the Democrat colleagues of yours impeached President Trump for, even though we know President Trump didn't do that at all. And of course, there's also congressional testimony confirming Joe Biden is the big guy. But that's not all. Joe and Hunter were even caught on tape doing business back in 2005. I want you to watch this.
Well, maybe we can work something out, man.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Well, Hunter was just telling about his firm in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Law firm?
Yeah.
Do you have a card by any chance?
I do. I don't, but I'll give you my...
well, let me give you my
yeah,
card.
and then I gave them all away.
Okay.
Well, that was a wonderful speech.
Thank you.
That was Bo who wrote that.
You're near Columbia? The core of what I wrote there is your dad, Bo, and I thought...
Yeah, I know the audio was kind of hard to hear, Congressman, but I didn't even get into Joe Biden's classified documents he admitted to having illegally in his possession since 1974. So let me just ask you your opinion. What more do you need to see to convince you that impeachment might be a proper remedy for what Joe Biden has done?
Chris, first of all, thanks for having me on the show. I think it's really important. I am getting a briefing on Friday where the Oversight Committee staff will lay out this information for me, and I will be able to make a determination whether I think it's there now or might be there in the near future. I am opposed to the impeachment inquiry idea. One, because it's not necessary, and 2, the 3 committees, Oversight, Judiciary, and Ways and Means, are investigating President or Hunter Biden right now and any connection there may be to President Biden. So that, to me, we're doing the investigation. We don't need to call it an impeachment inquiry. If there is, in fact, a payment to President Biden, if there is, in fact, an act that President Biden takes as vice president or took as vice president that helped his son make more money, any of those things, I'm happy to go down that inquiry path. And if there is strong evidence of that, vote for an impeachment. I'm not opposed to impeaching President Biden. What I'm opposed to right now is not seeing the connection between, and it's really the Ukrainian Burisma issue. I understand there may be an issue involving the classified documents. Mike Pence obviously had classified documents also, and others have had it. So I don't know enough about those cases to distinguish them from President Trump's felony case right now. But the Burisma case and the action of firing the Ukrainian prosecutor, to me, there needs to be more of a connection. It may be there, and I'm going into this meeting on Friday with an open mind.
All right. We have Joe Biden on tape as vice president admitting he did what President Trump was impeached for doing. But let me just focus on the issues if we can. I mean, you and I know about what's going on down at the border. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals just ruled the Biden regime, sir, violated Americans' First Amendment rights, one of our most sacred guarantees. And I think that what's on a lot of people's minds is when government violates that trust, breaks the compact with the American citizenry. Obama did it too when he made those unconstitutional recess appointments. There doesn't seem, sir, to be any consequences when left-wingers, whether they be in New Mexico's governor or in the White House, they break that sacred trust with the American people. Shouldn't there be a consequence for those in elected office who break that sacred trust?
And that's exactly why we have elections, Chris, for that very reason. President Biden should not have won the last election, and he should not be president again. We should have a strong Republican candidate that beats him in an election. The issue of having an open border is absolutely disgraceful in this country. President Trump did a great job of closing that border, of building a wall, of developing relationships with our neighbors so that the illegal immigrants that came into this country could be sent back, could be deported. All those things were great, and President Biden did away with those. We blame Secretary Mayorkas often, but it's clearly President Biden's fault that the border is open. I agree with all the things that you've said. We don't overturn elections unless a president has committed treason, bribery, high crimes, or misdemeanors. Those are the four standards that are set forth in our Constitution by our founders. High crimes and misdemeanors apply to what Hunter Biden is doing, and we need to see the connection with Joe Biden in the Ukrainian issue to be able to impeach him.
Congressman Ken Buck, appreciate the time, sir, and the visit here. You're welcome back anytime.